Welcome to A Taste of Her, Sweet and Spicy Sapphic Short Stories by Tiana Warner. An honest mistake. I made a really bad mistake. I shout into the phone, my heart beating fast. I pace my apartment, doing laps around the coffee table. Meadow watches me curiously from the top of her scratching post, her calico tail swishing. "Miss, I need you to calm down," Veronica says on the other end, deadpan. She's the receptionist at Feline Paw a Dice, the cat rescue organization where I got Meadow. I take a deep breath, but it doesn't make me any calmer. "Look, I just submitted a donation on your website. It was supposed to be for $100. But you know how the form shows dollars and cents?" I wave a hand at my laptop as if she can see me. "I'm not familiar with how our donation form works," Veronica says way too calmly. "Dan runs the website. Do you want me to put you through to him?" "What?" "No," I cry. Although Dan needs to be shouted at because that donation form is terrible. I swear I added an extra 00 for cents, but I rub a hand over my face. I'd meant to donate $100. And yet, after I clicked submit, what did the donation receipt say? $10,000. I don't know where I went wrong. I must have added the zeros in the wrong box. Now an amount of $10,000 is about to go through on my credit card. If I ever meet this Dan person, I'm going to throttle him. I need to refund the donation I just made. I entered the wrong amount, I say, collapsing onto the couch. The worn-out upholstery engulfs me like a much-needed hug. "You want to refund your donation to a charity?" Veronica asks flatly, judgment dripping from her tone. My face heats up. I want to donate, but not that much. I can't afford that. I'm probably going to get a call from the credit card company soon. "Okay, I'll put you through to Devi. She handles our donations and accounting. What's your name?" I sit taller, struggling with the couch. "Thank you. It's Sarah Chow." "Please hold." Tinny hold music blasts my eardrum. Meadow hops down from her scratching post and comes to sit on my lap, maybe sensing my distress. I pet her. The feel of her fur and the sound of her purring soothe my panic. Maybe the transaction hasn't gone through yet. Maybe it's just a matter of canceling it instead of issuing a refund. What kind of monster asks for a refund from a charity anyway? Meadow nudges her head into my palm, and I realize I'm frozen. I continue petting, and her purring resumes. Today is her 1-year adoption anniversary, and I thought I would celebrate by making a donation to the charity who matched her with me. It guts me to have to ask them to cancel a huge donation, but what am I supposed to do? They'll understand that it was an honest mistake, right? I'd love to be the type of person who donates $10,000 to a cat charity. But right now, I'm 23, just out of college, and making the bare minimum at a marketing firm. One day, I'll be the president of my own marketing firm, and it'll be so successful that I'll send massive donations to every cat rescue in the world without a second thought. The hold music continues, and I pet my beautiful calico soulmate for a long time until she has enough and walks away. My stomach grumbles. I get up to make breakfast, imagining the transaction soaring through cyberspace, getting closer and closer to my credit card. I boil water, make instant coffee and instant oatmeal, and stir them slowly. What's taking so long? I pull out a bar stool and get started on the oatmeal. The hold music stops. There's a click. "Hello, Feline Paw Dice. This is Veronica," the receptionist says in her deadpan tone. "No!" I cry through a mouthful of oatmeal, my heart sinking. I swallow hard. Hi. I was on hold to talk to Devi?" "Oh, she must be busy. Hang on." Back to the obnoxious hold music. Devi's name swims at the back of my mind, making my heart beat a little faster. I met her the day I adopted Meadow, and I've thought about her a lot since then, wondering about all the things I did and didn't do. wondering if I read her correctly, wondering if we would cross paths again. Hoping, really. The music stops. There's a click. "Hello, Feline Paw Dice. This is Veronica," the receptionist says. I hang up and scream into my apartment. "I'm going there in person," I tell Meadow, who looks at me with a lot of judgment for that outburst. "I'm sorry. I'll buy a can of tuna for you on my way home, and we'll celebrate your big day." I brush my teeth, then change out of my pajamas and into the same preppy outfit I wore to work yesterday. A short black and yellow plaid skirt, long-sleeved black shirt, and black flats. It's formal for a cat rescue, but I'm too frazzled to try and piece together anything else. I pull my dark hair into a high ponytail, grab my bag and sunglasses, and head out the door. It takes me half an hour to get there by bus. That's 30 whole minutes for the donation to go through on my credit card. The transaction is definitely done by now. Shit. I guess I'm asking a charity for a $10,000 refund today. Feline Paw a Dice is a nondescript unit at the back of a strip mall, nestled between a bagel shop and a pharmacy. Faded, peeling cat stickers cover the windows and glass door. They could use a facelift, but I guess it's nice to know that they use their donation money for the cats, and not aesthetics. I open the door and step into a place that smells very strongly like cats and cleaning products. The reception desk is to the left. To the right, a few people work at desks that look like they came straight out of the 90s. On the opposite wall, a door leads to the back, which I passed through last time to see the cats and adopt Meadow. I stride up to the reception desk. Veronica is a pale, middle-aged blonde woman wearing a t-shirt with a faded picture of 3 kittens on it. "Hi, Veronica. It's Sarah Chow," I say, a little calmer now that I've had 30 minutes to simmer down on the bus. "Oh, hi." Veronica doesn't seem surprised to see me here. Does anything faze her? "Hi, I was just panicking to you on the phone. Can I please talk to Devi?" "Sure, let me call her." She picks up the phone and punches in what I assume is an extension. She waits and waits. "Oh, for God's sake. Maybe you should go get her in person," I say. Does she usually ignore her phone this much? What if she's on the floor of her office and needs help? Veronica ignores me. She hangs up, then dials again. And we wait. The door to the back swings open and a woman my age emerges carrying a blue binder. She's in tan, high-waisted cargo pants and a white tank top, a sliver of brown skin peeking through at her stomach. As she lays the binder on Veronica's desk, my gaze draws to her very toned arms. She's sporting a short, masculine cut that frames the angles of her face. My heart stops. Devi. She looks different from before. More confident, happier, and hot damn. That haircut will be the death of me. I try to say hello, but my mouth is dry. "Devi, this is Sarah Chow," Veronica says flatly, returning her attention to her computer. "Oh," Devi exclaims, locking me with her dark gaze. She looks startled and actually takes a step back. I furrow my brow, and she seems to catch herself. She stuffs her hands into her pockets, her face relaxing into a smile. "Right, Sarah. You just made that incredible donation." My stomach seems to drop into my feet. I couldn't believe it when I saw it," Devi continues. "I actually screamed. Didn't I, Dan?" At a desk in the corner, Dan looks up and humors her with a smile. I try not to glare at him. This guy's crappy website design is the reason I'm here. Here, and about to shatter Devi's happiness. This is the worst. I can't think of anything else I'd rather do less right now. Devi looks at me, and something glimmers in her dark eyes. Her brow pinches. Does she remember me? There's a pause while we look at each other. I forgot how beautiful she was. I made an idiot of myself the day I adopted Meadow, stumbling over my words and blushing all over the place. The phone rings at reception, and we break eye contact. "So, How can I help you, Sarah? Devi asks, sounding breathless. She plays with a feather-shaped pendant on her chest, drawing my gaze to her fingers. Last time I was here, my shameless flirting had been cut short when I'd suddenly noticed the ring on her finger. It had been mortifying, but today, her fingers are bare. I blink, forcing myself to focus. Am I doomed to keep embarrassing myself in front of her? Actually, I came here because my throat seals. I don't want to say it. Do I have to say it? Devi looks at me intensely, and it's easy to remember why I found her so irresistible. Her dark eyes hook me, making me forget my words. Do you want to come to my office? She asks. I step forward automatically. Yeah, sure. She leads me through the door and into the back. Distant meowing fills the hallway, tempting me as before to adopt every single cat here. And then it's muffled again, when we push through a glass door into her office. Her office is much nicer than the rest of the building. There's a window that peeks out onto a sidewalk, open slightly, a breeze rustling the 6 plants crowding the windowsill. She's strung fairy lights around the ceiling, and there are several paintings of beaches on the walls. Did you paint those yourself? I ask, dropping my bag on a chair in the corner. She lowers her gaze, looking shy. How'd you know? Is it because they're terrible? No, they're really good. I remember you telling me you were taking classes. She smiles. So you remember me. And you remember me. She bites her lip, searching my face. Why did you come here? Crap. I don't want to do this. How have you been? I've been good. Better than ever, actually. Devi steps closer, a teasing smile on her lips. Is that why you came? To ask how I am? I shake my head. The light, floral scent of her perfume meets my nose, making me want to taste. I think I know why you're here, Devi says softly. My insides hollow out. You do? She nods. I've thought about you too, Sarah. I've thought about how sorry I was to have to say no that day. Oh my God. She thinks I came here to ask her out. I'm totally leading her on by acting all awkward. But, wait. She's thought about me since then? My heart skips a beat. Suddenly, the real reason I came here feels less important. I was sorry it ended up that way too, I admit. The smallest smile curves her lips. I can't get enough of how gorgeous she is. The way she tilts her head, the line of her collarbone, her muscular arms, the curve of her waist, down to her confident stance. Sometimes you find someone who you just can't get out of your head, no matter how you met, and no matter how much time you spend apart. Devi is that person for me. We met one time a whole year ago, and somehow, not a single date I've been on has ever matched up to the way I felt that day. The way we clicked. The way I couldn't stop smiling while we talked. When we met, I didn't know what I wanted, Devi says. I thought I was happily engaged. Are you not engaged anymore then? I ask quietly. She shakes her head. We broke it off nearly a year ago. My pulse quickens. Outside the open window, people walk by, talking and laughing. Everything outside of this office feels far away. I'm sorry, I say. It's okay. I'm better now. Good. She swallows hard. I wondered if I should contact you, but that would be inappropriate given that you're a customer or whatever. But I couldn't get you out of my head. Something about the way you smiled at me, the way you made me feel wanted. I knew it. I could tell something was wrong in her relationship that day. I'd flirted with her without realizing she was engaged, and the bright way she responded made me think she was single. Then I saw her ring, and when I asked her who her lucky partner was, she'd shut down. She seemed sad, cut off, and had finished processing Meadow's adoption papers quickly. He was a guy, Devi says stiffly, like it's a struggle to get the words out. I was engaged to a man, and I was totally kidding myself. Oh, I search for the right words. Is it too forward to ask about her sexuality? Have you been able to do some self-reflection since breaking off the engagement? My heartbeat quickens as the office begins to feel smaller. Devi nods. I've been on dates with women since then, but I keep coming back to thinking about you. I wondered if I was building you up in my head, making you out to be, like, you were my awakening, and so I wondered if you were more of an idea than a person. I was your awakening? I ask, flattered. An important part of it, yes, she says, without any shyness. She holds my gaze with blazing intensity, making me bite my lip. And now that we've met again, am I still just an idea? I ask, my stomach fluttering in anticipation of the answer. Her lips part. She shakes her head. With the way she's looking me up and down with a hungry gleam in her eyes, I'm suddenly glad I wore a skirt instead of sweatpants. My lips tingle. After all this time of pining over her, I want nothing more than to take her in my arms and unravel her right now. Why do we have to be in an office with a glass door? She feels closer than she did a moment ago. Have we both stepped in? I glance over my shoulder where the hall beyond the glass door is empty. I step closer to her until we're nose to nose. Her breath catches. Her lips are parted, inviting me in. I lean in, teasing her with the lightest brush of my lips. Her hand slides around my waist, holding me there. The gentle brush of our lips sends a spark through me, making my head spin. Her breath hitches. Her fingers tighten on my waist. The things I want to do to you, I whisper. Footsteps click beyond her office door and we both jump back. What am I doing? I'm losing my mind. This is her workplace. This isn't the moment to make out, no matter how much we both want it. Come in, Devi says, flushed. She turns away from me and crosses her arms, drawing a breath. I can't help but smile. As frustrated as I am that we couldn't finish that kiss, I love that I made her look this undone without even doing much. The door opens, and a familiar deadpan voice says, Devi, I think your phone must be disconnected. I haven't been able to send anyone through to you all morning. Yeah, no shit, I want to say. It's why I'm here in person. Devi looks at the phone on her desk with a pinched brow. Oh, I'll get Dan to look at it. There's a couple here wanting to adopt, Veronica says. They'll probably need you soon. Sarah, did you get the donation sorted? Get what sorted? Devi asks. My heart jumps into my throat. Nothing, I say. Actually, I was thinking I wanted to do more for Feline Paw Dice. Do you need volunteers? Can I submit an application? Great. First I'm donating money I don't have, and now I'm volunteering time I don't have. Keep digging, Sarah. No, the refund, Veronica says. I clench my fists, resisting the urge to shove her out the door and slam it. Refund? Devi asks, her brow pinched. I rub my hands over my face and take a deep breath. I guess I couldn't keep this a secret forever. What was I going to do? Pay off the $10,000 donation on my credit card until the end of time? No. As much as I want to shout at Veronica, it's not her fault. I'm being an idiot, and I have to get this sorted. Even if it risks whatever might have happened between Devi and me. I actually came here, I say to Devi, my voice a little shaky, because I made that donation by mistake. There's a terrible silence. I can feel my pulse in my neck. Somewhere, a cat meows. I'm sorry, I say, forcing the words past my numb lips. I came here to ask for my donation amount to be changed to $100, which is what I really meant to put. But you were so happy, and... Veronica sidles out of the office with a grimace, apparently realizing what she's done. I want to die. Just crawl into the nearest hole and completely vanish. Devi is painfully quiet. I feel the silence in my chest, suffocating. We're astride apart, my back to the door, the sunlight beyond her window illuminating her from behind. You were so cute when you were excited, and I couldn't bring myself to crush that, I say, though that probably doesn't help. Is that why you came here? Devi asks quietly. I nod, squinting at the plants on her windowsill. I tried to call, but I couldn't get through, so... She covers her mouth with both hands. I'm so embarrassed. You? Why are you embarrassed? I'm the one who made the mistake. I feel like an idiot, Devi says. I don't know why I assumed. Like, we've never had a donation that big, Sarah. Ever. Why would I assume it was on purpose? Why wouldn't you? I ask. It's not your fault. I was groggy this morning and hadn't had coffee yet, and I type in the air with my fingers, miming my blunder. And were you serious about wanting to submit a volunteer application? Devi asks. My face is on fire. I think it's time to start looking for the nearest hole to crawl into. It wasn't why I came here, I admit, my voice barely coming out. I clear my throat. She rubs her face. Here I was thinking you wanted to... She motions between the two of us with a finger. This is mortifying. No, I say quickly. My heart is beating fast. There's a possibility that whatever sparked between the two of us is completely smothered, and the best thing would be for me to go back home to my cat and forget that kiss ever happened. But I loved that she confessed her feelings to me. I love that she's been thinking about me all this time, because I haven't stopped thinking about her either. I can't ruin whatever was going on between us. I have to take a shot. Devi, would volunteering here give me a chance to spend more time with you? I ask, my heart tripping over itself. Because if that's the case, then yes, I'd like to volunteer here. She stares at me for a long moment. The pause is agonizing. I can't feel my legs. Finally, her lips pull into a little smile. My heart lifts. The applications are at reception, she says. Cool. I hesitate. The way she's leaning against her desk is inviting, like I could step between her legs and stoop to kiss her. Ugh, I want to finish that kiss, but this office is all windows. And I can process that refund for you, Devi says. My knees weaken for an entirely different reason. Thank you. God, that amount would have killed me. She smiles. We stare at each other. Devi bites her lip, her gaze roaming down my body. I guess I'll get a volunteer application. I jab a thumb over my shoulder. Devi looks past me, and then around the office, as if searching for something. Have I ever given you a tour of the facility? A tour? I furrow my brow in confusion. What's with the change of topic? She steps closer. Come on, I'll show you around. I was actually shown around last time I was here, when I adopted Meadow. Devi grabs my hand and sighs, pulling me along. I grab my bag from the chair in the corner on the way out of her office. We walk down the hall, our hands clasped, and I will my feet to cooperate so I don't trip. The adoptable cats are all down that way, she says loudly. That's the room where we do health exams, and here's the storage closet. Her fingers tighten around mine. My head spins as I grasp what's going on. Devi opens the door. It's dark inside. Bins and towels are stacked on shelves along the left and right walls. She pulls me inside, and when she turns around and faces me, there's a pause. My pulse is racing. My brain is frantically churning, trying to work out how bold she wants me to be, and I'm aching, wanting. I kick the door shut, plunging us into darkness. The only light comes from a tiny crack between the bottom of the door and the tile floor. If you want to spend time with me, you could also just ask me out, she whispers. You don't have to submit a volunteer application. My insides erupt into dance. Okay, I say, breathless. Do you want to go out with me? She puts her soft, warm hands on either side of my face and closes the distance between us. Though it's dark, I can sense her face hovering before mine. Yes, she whispers into my lips. I've been dreaming of you asking me out for a year. Her breath is sweet, her perfume intoxicating. After all of the dates I've been on, it's amazing how she's lingered in my mind. This perfect woman whose smile brightened my day, whose laugh stayed in my head like a song I couldn't forget, whose sorrows I wanted to fix with a hug and a kiss. Finally, I get her to myself, even if it's not in quite the way I expected. I drop my bag on the floor and kiss her, parting her lips with my tongue. She lets out a gasp, and then I'm stumbling backward, and my back is pressed against the shelves, and her body is firmly against mine. Oh, she's strong and bold. Was this confidence here last time we met, simmering beneath the surface? In the blackness, with the danger of being caught playing at my nerves, my senses are sharpened. My skin sizzles beneath her touch as she slips her hands under my shirt. I hold her to me, running my fingers up the curve of her waist while our lips and tongues explore each other. She tastes minty and cool, and when she takes her lips away, I'm left wanting. She bends to kiss my neck, making me hiss. The darkness frees me to act on instinct, and I can feel my inhibitions dissipating. My lips and hands move on their own, feeling every inch of her. Her skin is soft beneath my palms, her muscles firm. The shelves press against my spine, but I don't care. I could stand here making out with her for hours. Devi reaches one hand around to my ass while the other palms my breast. She rubs her thumb back and forth, teasing my nipple through my shirt and bra. She's driving me wild. I can't take it. I grab her tank top and the sports bra under it, lifting it high enough to expose her breasts. She gasps. Nobody had better need this closet in the next few minutes. I bend to take her nipple in my mouth, swirling my tongue. Devi stifles a cry, arching into me. Sarah, that's so good. I hold her waist, keeping her in place as I lick and suck. The way she's squirming turns me on, making me wet. Footsteps thump on the other side of the door, and we both freeze. I straighten up. The steps continue, fading down the hallway, and Devi lets out a breath. Sarah, I need you, she whispers, pulling my chin back to her. With the other hand, she's teasing my thigh beneath the hem of my skirt. Can I touch you? God, I love how bold she's being. It's such a turn-on. My brain is telling me this is a bad idea and we should stop. We're in public. The door doesn't lock. But my body is screaming yes. I want her fingers on me. I want to make her moan. Yes, I whisper, pulling her in for another deep kiss. She lifts my skirt and reaches into my underwear, and as her fingers slip between my legs, I can't stop the gasp from escaping. My insides are burning with desire. Devi is a different person from the last time we met. Bold, confident, getting what she wants. I want her in my bed on top of me instead of in a storage closet. For now, this will have to do. I fumble for her pants, unbuttoning them so I can get my hand inside. As I touch her, she stifles a cry against my neck. Her fingers move faster. I'm dizzy, using the shelves for balance. In the darkness, her little moans and hitches of breath are amplified. I want to taste you, she whispers, taking her hand away and bending down. I whimper incoherently as she kneels on the floor and pushes my skirt up. She tugs my underwear down and teases me with her cool tongue. My brain dissolves into a haze, and I sink down against the shelves, gripping it for support. I'm lost in the feel of her tongue on me. The whole world becomes just her. Her tongue moves faster, and I roll my hips, letting my body respond to her automatically. Heat builds inside me. My legs start to tremble, and I grab her face, pulling her back up to my lips. Come here. But I want to. She starts to protest, and I silence her with a kiss. I need to touch you, I whisper. I slip my hand back into her underwear, and she moans into my mouth. Her fingers find their way under my skirt, and she moves them quickly, making me gasp. We move faster until my brain seems to dissipate. Heat builds inside me, growing more intense, and I gasp into Devi's mouth. I suspected we might have chemistry, but this? Oh God. I have to bite my lip hard to keep from screaming her name. You close? She whispers, her other hand wound tightly in my hair. Yeah, I say, breathless. Me too. Her words are smothered when I kiss her hard, my body giving in. I lean into her, my knees weakening as my climax courses through me. I gasp into her mouth, trying to stay quiet. Devi doesn't do as good a job staying quiet. She cries out, her voice filling the small space. We lean against each other, sweaty, panting, and my whole body is tingling with pleasure. Footsteps thump past the door, and we both freeze until they're gone. I let out a laugh, unable to help it. That was so hot, I whisper. I've never done it anywhere but in a bedroom before. Same, Devi says, laughing too. I fumble for my bag, and it takes me a moment to find it on the floor. I pass her my phone. What's your number? The light from my phone illuminates her face, and she's giving me the most radiant smile. A minute later, Devi sneaks me to the staff bathroom so I can use it to clean up and tame my sex hair. When I'm done, we walk back to the reception area, where everybody looks at us. Veronica, Dan, and the other people at their desks openly stare, maybe wondering why I've been here for so long, and why we disappeared from Devi's office. Heat rises in my face. I'll adjust your donation amount to $100, Devi tells me, avoiding everyone's gaze. Thanks. And, I'll take one of these. I grab a volunteer application from a stack at the reception desk, intending to think about it before I dive in with a commitment I'm not ready for. Bye then, Devi says, breathless. Her short hair is a mess. She's clammy and flush-faced. Her shirt is still twisted. It's totally obvious what we were doing. I grin. Call me. I wink, and Devi bites her lip. Thanks for your help, Veronica, I say, saluting her. If it weren't for her and all of the other mishaps that led me to come to this office, I wouldn't have met Devi again. I wave to the other person I have to thank, smiling. And Dan? Great job on the website design. The end. Thanks for listening. Please subscribe to support these stories, and so you never miss a new release. You can find all of Tiana Warner's Sapphic romance books on her website at tianawarner.com.